A good Thursday evening to all you fine folks out there on the World Wide Web, Facebook, and YouTube. It's Thursday night. It is August the 10th of 2023. It's 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time, and you know what time it is where you are. And so we're glad you're joining us here live and in color on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Your channel is on the right place. Do not adjust your TV set. Do not adjust your computer. Do not adjust anything. Leave it right here for all the truth and the latest facts and fiction. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. If you're on Facebook, do us a great big favor. Reach over and hit the like button, hit the share button on your Facebook page so that you share our broadcast with your friends on your Facebook page. And again, we thank you for inviting us in tonight. No matter where you are watching us, we're glad you are here. It's a hot, sweltering Thursday in August. It's still dog days. I believe dog days are still going on. And anyway, we're glad hopefully you're somewhere where cool air's flowing. You watch the show tonight. We're coming to you live, ladies and gentlemen, live from our studio here in Enterprise, Georgia, our studio in Thompsontown, Georgia, our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and our studio at turn number 3 at the old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama. Live all across the great United States of America and foreign countries where it is both illegal and legal for us to broadcast. Coming to you live, all 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and the great state of Baker County, Georgia. We appreciate y'all being our faithful followers up in Baker County, Georgia. And guys, we are live tonight on the big screen. 106.3 inches. 106.3 inches. We're live in a brand new town, never been live before. We're live at Willie Lump Lumps. Willie Lump Lumps. Wild persimmon smoothies and flavored cigars. Willie Lump Lumps. Wet t-shirt contest daily for men, women, and others, and small, medium, large, and extra large peoples. Willie Lump Lumps, Wonder Lodge rentals by the hour. Willie Lump Lumps, wide load transport for houses, equipment, and extra large people. And Willie Lump Lumps, wedding venue and notary public in Waldo, Florida.
Yes.
So we encourage you, if you're down in the Waldo, Florida area over near Jacksonville, Florida, we want you to go by and see our good buddy who's got us on 106.3 inches of pleasure tonight on the wall, shining bright. Charlie Platt, the Dirt Road Sports Show, and that's Willie Lump Lumps in Waldo, Florida.
Has he got us under the air conditioning, or are we on the outside?
Well, honestly, this is what I was told. The TV's so big, half of it's in the air conditioning and half of it's on the front.
Well, did he say he might be interested in giving away gift certificates on the program to prize winners?
Well, yeah, he possibly he might. Now, what would happen? It would be if he gave her gift certificate, it would probably be for a entry into the wet t-shirt contest.
What about the Wonder Lodge? He gonna give away some free hours with the Wonder Lodge.
Now, I asked about that, but Willie Lump Lump's pretty tight. He said he'd give 10 minutes, but that's all.
Man, you can't get nothing done in 10 minutes. Please get out of here.
Well, that's according to what you're doing.
Yeah, if you pick it up a hot potato, you pretty much get it done in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. According to what you're doing.
Mercy.
Oh, man, y'all ought to behave yourself. Well,
hey, it's hard to do. It is really hard to do. Hey, guys, we're glad you're joining us tonight. Again, it's a hot Thursday night, but you're joining Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live and in color, and we are being brought to you tonight. If I can get my, there we go, in part tonight by KWG Plumbing LLC. Kenneth Wayne Gardy. He is licensed both Alabama and Georgia for a master plumber. You call Kenneth Wayne Gardy 229-220-6694. He has 24-hour service with a smile. You know what that says to me? That says to me that if I got a plumbing problem at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can call Kenneth Wayne Garney, KWG Plumbing LLC, and he will be Johnny on the spot. I don't care if you're in our viewer area in Alabama or Georgia. He can work on your plumbing needs. That's Kenneth Wayne Garney, KWG Plumbing in Colquitt, Georgia. You see the phone number on your screen. Give him a call. Tell him you heard about him and saw him on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show.
Can I want to open up a little conversation here about something that happened. Well, it happened Sunday morning at Flat Creek Baptist Church. The pastor.
Can we talk about that on the air?
Yeah, you gonna like this one. The pastor was in a heated sermon, and it was a good one, I must admit. But just like telling folks a while ago, don't touch your dials, don't change your channels. I have picked up on the fact, I don't know about the city manager job, but in his pastoral duties, he from time to time throws things out there to the congregation for audience participation. Now, Floyd was watching one particular morning when he got into a heated thing about look to somebody next to you and tell them this and tell them. Well, it got to going again, Floyd, Sunday morning.
Oh,
and he said, look at who's sitting next to you and tell them they don't always get it right. Look at somebody on the other side. They're not right. Look at your wife or your husband and tell them you ain't never got it right. At that point, Ms. Marvin jumped up from her spot on the pew, went up to the front of the church, pointed that finger and said, you ain't never got it right.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Hallelujah.
Yep. Y'all had an altar call after that and went home, didn't you?
Well, now, he brought up a very touchy subject. Now, they said, sit down. You know, Southern Baptists don't allow women preaching in their churches.
Yeah, Marvin, one denomination, let me tell you now, buddy. Ain't no flexibility in Marvin's preaching. He ain't a flip-flopper.
There you go.
He knows the scripture. He knows the doctrine.
Yes, sir. You want to hear a good sermon? Go see him Sunday morning.
He don't mind telling you like it is.
Denominational. You bring out a 5, 10, or 20, he'll take every one of them. I'm telling you.
We prefer them with the Benjamin on them, but I won't talk about that. Guys, we got them all over here.
Wait a minute, what you changing the subject for?
Whoa, yeah. Hold it. Wait through.
Hey, look, Micah Conley watching all the way from Little Rock, Arkansas. I thought me and you saw him in Moby Dick yesterday.
I saw him in Moby Dick yesterday. What's he doing in? I didn't know he was in Arkansas. Good.
Watching from Little Rock, Arkansas, son. That's a long way from Moby Dick, Georgia.
It sure is. Good.
You might want to get out there for.
We got safe travels. Safe travels there, Mike. Tune us in, man. Yes, sir.
Man, oh man.
What you looking at, Mark?
That picture.
The comments won't. I can't get them put on the screen tonight. It's not loading, so I'm having to kind of look at the comments.
Right. We got
you have to downsize.
It's up. We fine. We know they all love us, man. We all. Put your comments in. They may pop up in a little bit. We welcome comments up to a point. Now you can't comment to the point where you will be banned. I ain't talking about trespass. I'm talking about you'll be banned.
If you jump in there and say I'm a proud Blue Dog Democrat, you might get banned.
No, we gonna let them stay.
I want to see one of them do that.
Hey, Charlie, that's kind of like saying you don't need to let nobody that ain't saved come here a preacher preach. No, that's
right. Yeah. We might get to it. That's right. We might.
Well, that's true. That's true. Marvin, the picture I sent you with all the people on it. That I want to play a little game with y'all.
Right, I'm putting it up right now.
There it is. All right. I want to ask our distinguished panel, that would be Mr. Queasel, Mr. Floyd B., and Marvin himself, who in the group can identify all of those country music legends? One ain't really a country music.
One on the left. I know the one on the left.
Who is that?
Gray hat, Leon Russell.
You got it, Floyd. Now, who's the second one there?
That's Ernest Tubb, Willie Nelson, and Roy Acuff, and the woman. I don't know who the woman is. I do
she
not.
She sang the hit song "Satin Sheets."
That's Jeannie Pruitt. That's who I thought it was. Jeannie Pruitt.
Okay, the one that you couldn't see on the left would be Lester and
Earl.
Earl Scruggs.
Exactly. Yep.
And the one and the one on the other end over there, next to Mr. Acuff, is also a bluegrass legend. In fact, some folks say he created bluegrass music. There you go. Y'all got him. Good job.
All right, you said. Wait, now where did you say? You said Ernest Tubbs was in there, Floyd.
Yeah, the one with the white hat on.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's Ernest. That's Leon with the cigarette or some kind of green leafy in his head.
Is that a camel? You think, or what?
It could very well be. It could be. But old Leon, man, Leon could get it done. Let me tell you. You talk about somebody who can sing some country music. Leon Russell could sing it, buddy. Leon Wilson. That was his stage name for country music.
Leon Wilson. That's right.
Leon Wilson. He was awesome.
See, I didn't listen to country music back in them days. I was more following the superstars such as Elvin Bishop. That's who I was. That's who I was. That's who I was listening.
Then, but see, I was kind of multifunctional, that, if you will. I was musical, if you will.
You was multifunctional, all right. You got it right the first time, brother.
Musical. I ain't never heard that one.
That's a good one there.
Man, I listen to old. I love Leon Russell. Leon Russell was awesome. He could sing a song, man. He could sing it with some feeling. Delbert McClinton. If y'all ain't never heard Delbert McClinton, he'll play you some Delbert McClinton. And you talk about somebody that can touch you. He can reach down in there and get. He can reach down. And Van Morrison. Listen to Van Morrison sing country music. He is awesome.
Hey, Floyd, I saw a guy. He's an older country singer. Saw him when we went to Nashville. He was on the Grand Ole Opry. I had never heard of him before, but Jim Loudermilk. You ever heard of him?
Loudermilk,
yeah.
And there was also a David Loudermilk.
Yeah, and I
remember the Loudermilk. Yeah,
big songwriter, but a good voice. I mean, it's that old pure country type music.
Yeah, that was folks used to could sing. They can't sing now. They don't sing now. They don't sing. You can't understand the word they say. And if they ever get on to something that they say, it's repetitious. It's the whole song through. They able one verse to it. They repeat it.
What about the stuff that they call country music now?
That's
about as far away from country music as you can get.
Wait a minute, Queen. It's about as far away as stock car racing is in NASCAR.
That's right.
Well, you're right. Don't get me started on that now. I don't want to go to preaching tonight. Let's don't get to talking about racing. We done already talked about that before we went on the television.
Music had a purpose. It would move you. Music would put you in a way. And now the purpose is I don't know what the purpose is of music. It's certainly not. I guess they think it's entertainment, but it's not. There's no entertainment to it.
No.
Nobody tells a story anymore in songs.
Can you picture Jim Reeves or Ray Price in a pair of skinny jeans and a T-shirt singing for the good times?
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. What's that little skinny boy named Kenny Chesney? Kenny Chesney. You remember Kenny Chesney?
He's short little old fella.
Get a
Yeah,
little run.
Let me, listen to me.
All he worth $200, $500 million. You know, that's all he's worth. You know,
You
and
could
Leon Russell, I think Leon died broke.
you could
Anyway,
you could add them all up together and
yeah.
bring them all out on the stage, but they still couldn't make that crowd go crazy like Conway Twitty when he walked out there and grabbed that microphone. Boy, when he went to squeeze it on that microphone, I'm telling you, they
It
had
ain't that bad.
man, every lady in the place be rolling in the aisle and foaming at the mouth now.
Charlie, I won't ever forget. We did a show one time, and there was a guy come out, and he did a cover. He was introduced. He was fit. He was pretending to be Kenny Chesney, and he walked out there and had on some skinny jeans. And I introduced him. I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kenny Chesney." Floyd looked over at me, took his hat off, and nudged me. He said, "Kenny Chesney." He's more like Webb Pierce. Remember that, Floyd?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
It was the good old days.
He wasn't like way up
Well,
here. He more like Simon Crow. He was like,
I overheard some folks talking to a table next to me in a local restaurant the other night, and let's putting this thing into perspective. They had just been a couple of weeks before, a week before, to a concert, a country concert at the amphitheater in Gulf Shores, Orange Beach down there, that I'd never heard of. But now in 1976, if you will, the first few rows of seats at Garrett Coliseum in Montgomery, Alabama to see Elvis Presley was $15.
ooh,
1976.
yeah.
This person was bragging about paying $12.50 for each beer he drank at this concert of some jackleg I ain't never heard of before.
Man, folks got more money than they know what to do with, Charlie. They ain't
I
no
ain't never in my
money's everywhere. Man, you go to the door and get on the circle over there. You go around travel their seat. Money is no object to people. They have more money. They have more money. They don't know what to do with.
they have got more borrowed than they know what to do with.
Queasel, tell them about our friends at Phillips Auto Parts, the Holstered 9.
I'll do it, man. Let me tell you, it's getting. I see farmers everywhere. They pulling the corn. They getting it ready to get in the bin. Some of them is selling it. Man, these semis is running up down the road picking up this corn, and they getting them. I'm looking down there. I see some of these guys down there that own these semis. They down there at Phillips Auto Parts. They buying the grease and the oil, and they buying the stuff they need. The trailer parts. They buying the airlines. They buying all the stuff they need. They got it. They got everything you need. The farmers is out there getting ready. I see everywhere you go now. You ride around, you see all the farmers are working on their peanut pickers. Man, they got all the stuff you need down there to work on them peanut pickers. Got everything you need in the farming parts, automotive parts, pickup truck parts. They got it. I saw they had some flower baskets sitting out on the front. This I believe it was yesterday. Got all kind of gift baskets down there. Anything you want in any kind of parts, anything such as that, they got it. Them world renowned, I mean world renowned rabbit pellet grills. Man, you just get your slab of them ribs, set them in there, 200 degrees, walk away for 5 hours, come back, and man, you better hold on to something because them things is going to be fitting to eat if you use them there genuine rabbit pellets they got down there on that bottom shelf, all kind of different flavors. Each flavor gives the meat a different flavor. I'm telling you, it is the place to go. They got from the great big grills to the little bitty one that you can take with you when you go watch the football game. Football season getting ready to kick off, and you got to go and do all that tailgating. They got everything you need. Had some three guys in town just a couple of days ago coming through, and they were getting ready to leave, and they were talking about going back and want to go through a certain town, leaving, and they want to go by a gun store. I said, man, you don't need to leave town to go by no gun store. I said, let me tell you where to go. I sent them out there to the Holster 9, and when they walked in there, they said they were just amazed at what they saw, the types of gun, the quality of the guns that they had. They got everything. Johnny and Keys got it all fixed up. Man, they got a great business. They good people. Go talk to them anything you need in any of the lines I've talked about, they got it. They ain't got it. They can get it real quick. They appreciate your business. They hometown people trying to make a living. Let's go support them. 27 South, right out there. You'll see them. They got the American flag on one side and the POW flag on the other side. A place that's proud to fly the flags of America. Go see them.
There we go. Having trouble.
All right.
I saw all them trucks and all down there. What you talking about down there at the auto parts store in there?
Yeah.
And them folks are doing business down there.
Man,
Glad to see all these guys on the road hauling this corn. Y'all be particular now. Y'all riding up down the road, get behind a combine or anything. Y'all be careful. But watch out what you're doing. They pulling these trailer loads of corn. Some of them driving slow. They're trying to get the stuff in the bin, trying to get it to the market. Y'all just back off, cool down. Everything's gonna be all right. You're gonna get to your board of directors meeting in plenty of time. So just don't worry about that. Just give them a little space in there. Drive carefully this time of the year.
I want to, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. There's just a few sunflowers right there. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Let me say hello to Howard Lofton, who says, not money. Credit cards is where the money's coming from for them 12.50 beers plus a 7.50 holder to put them in. I forgot to mention that. Russ and Rhonda Ferguson over in Lee County, Georgia. Love them folks. Good to have them along tonight. Don Clemens, old racing car driver from many years ago. Ray Barrickman up in Kentucky. We got them from all over. Dr. Phil Grice from right here in Kent and Rose Pope watching from Cuba. Cuba. Is it pronounced Cuba or Cuba?
Cuba.
Okay.
Cuba, Georgia.
Okay, there's one in Alabama, and they say it's Cuba, I think.
We Cuba.
But anyway, right there at the intersection of where Main Street and Headland comes into 431, south side of Headland there, between kind of Kensey and right when you go to a little place called Kensey, you'll see buds and blossoms on one side of the road. You'll see this site. There's 15 acres of sunflowers. James Larry Faulkner planted those, and it's open to the public. Come out and enjoy them. I bet you 1,000 folks have stopped. A lot of them from Georgia on Sunday, going back from the beach. They just saw it over there. They just pull over there to see it, make a picture of it, taking pictures out there. There's been all kind of activity there, and anybody with the church groups that want it, everybody's welcome. No cost involved in it. Just get up there and enjoy it. Intersection of Main Street, South Main, and 431. You'll see it from 431 there in Headland, just the outskirts.
Charlie, we got a good buddy that watches us every week that's got a big field of them planted out not far from Flat Creek Church. Mr. Roger Wayne Davis, if they're still out there, he had I don't know how many, probably about the same acreage on the dirt road over there down from Flat Creek Church. Beautiful sunflowers. This
They
time.
are.
Hey, Charlie, you was talking about. I had read this a little bit earlier in the Atlanta paper. You were talking about the concert and what folks paid to see Elvis Presley in 1975. They're doing an article about this big concert they had coming up into Atlanta. Beyonce is coming to Atlanta for three concerts. For the cheapest day that you could go see her is going to be Thursday. Those tickets are ranging from $204 each to $6,191 each.
All right.
And the average is for the lowest. And then for Friday and Saturday, I think it said here the cheapest ticket available is $500. And they're comparing it to last month. It's Taylor Swift came, or April, I'm sorry. Taylor Swift came. Cheapest seat available for her was $500. And they said a new hot country artist named Morgan Wallen. I don't know who she is or he is. I don't have no idea. Coming to Truist Park in November. Cheapest seats available. $500 a piece.
You want me to answer? You'll answer what I think about that? September 19th, I plan to go see Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder in LaGrange, Georgia at the amphitheater. And I guarantee you for $250, I can see the show, eat something, and spend the night up there.
Well, that's sure what they're saying.
And that covered the gas cost up there and back, too.
Floyd,
That's
let me just
crazy.
who would you pay $500 to see?
A living person.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I pay $500 to see Elvis because he's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, talking about a living person. Nobody. No,
Yeah.
nobody.
Uh,
Nobody. I listen to them on YouTube or something. I ain't gonna pay $500 to go see nobody, man. Please.
No.
No.
And that Taylor Swift deal, I mean, there was people paying, I mean, thousands of dollars to go see
Well,
her.
there's people that got more access to money than they got access to brains. I mean, if you want to pay
Or
that, that's
credit
fine.
card.
Spend it any way you want to. I don't care how you spend your money. If you make it, you spend it. If you like you want to. Some people spend their money. They buy whatever they want to buy. If they want a $20,000 Rolex watch, they go buy you a 20. If you got 20,000, go buy it. I don't care what you do with your money. But you ask me the question, perfect. Nobody. I pay nobody.
Not so.
I can't remember. I saw the Allman Brothers in Tallahassee. I can't remember who all I've seen. I've seen some folks, but back in those days, thought process didn't matter, But,
What about get your mind right?
Yeah,
Get your mind right.
But I can't remember. I do remember seeing the Allman Brothers. He knows who we were. Three Dog Night. We've seen them. Seen Sonny and Cher. I can't remember. But anyway, no, I wouldn't pay that kind of money. No. Back when I had money, I wouldn't pay that kind of money.
No.
$20 was a high price ticket way back then.
Oh man, you could get in the Plantation Club at Baker County, Georgia for about $2 cover charge.
Yeah.
You could be anybody you wanted to be, and you could see anybody you wanted to see. You could be a brain surgeon from Savannah. You could be a jet pilot from Saskatchewan.
Can I ask a question, Floyd?
What you said is you had to have some class to get into the Plantation Club.
What brand name liquor made you feel that way is what I want to know.
Well, it's going to whatever you had at the time. Whatever you had. Now they wasn't on up at the Plantation Club. They wasn't on high end stuff. You didn't. You
Falstaff?
Well, you did. Oh no, they ain't nobody drank Falstaff. Nobody drank Falstaff. That's the Yankees done that. I see folks in Milwaukee done that. They didn't have those things to start with. But they had a concoction up there. They had a 5-gallon jug, food already mixed up, glass jug. Y'all remember seeing a 5-gallon glass jug? That's what they used to call shine in 5-gallon. I had one fixed. It was called. It was what was that? It was a Tom Collins house brand Tom Collins they had. It had them little cups, little paper cups. It might have been Platt. I think it was little paper cups they had back then, wax on around them. You get you one of them for about $1. House brand Tom Collins. The alcohol was about 140 proof shine. It was local. It was local. It cured your allergies because it was local.
There wasn't a lot of taxes paid on that liquor, right?
Like local grown honey, local grown honey, yeah.
So, Florida, all these places now that's got this craft beer that they go in there brewing their own beer. They ain't had nothing on the Plantation Club.
They had nothing on you now. You could not buy a Plantation. You could buy a Budweiser, you could buy a Miller, you could buy a Bulldog malt liquor up there. I go way back there. Way back over
we got a testimonial here from Russ Ferguson over there in Lee County, Georgia. He said spent many late nights at the Plantation Club.
He said, "Hey, he ain't no rookie. I promise you, he ain't no rookie." His problem was he had, I don't know, he might have could have weaseled around and come back up through Dawson or somewhere, but to get back home, he had to go through Albany. Albany was dangerous to go through that. The low dogs, they wait for you up at Doherty County.
Charlie, we got a brand new sponsor this week. Tell them about it. I know you ate there Sunday, so you are a testimonial to our new advertiser.
Nothing but the truth. And you can ask anybody that knows me and around me over here in Southeast Alabama. I often brag, and not brag, but I talk about the great time I have, the fellowship I have at Flat Creek Baptist Church. But that ain't the only reason I go over there. It ain't so much for Marvin's preaching. I look at the clock and I say, Marvin, need to get through, get this thing out so we can get to the Moby Dick before the big crowd and Colquitt gets there. Just joking on that, but Moby Dick restaurant has the best buffet you will find anywhere in the whole South Georgia, South Alabama, North Florida areas. There's nothing like it. In Dothan, Alabama, I don't know of any town that has anything like the Moby Dick. Here's an example. You can't count the number of meats and vegetables there. This is my Sunday plate, for real. This is as Floyd says, nothing but the truth. Apple, carrot, raisin salad. Then you got a little bit of green side on the other side of that. We'll get off the banana pudding for a minute. Chicken and dumplings, fried okra, green beans, turnip greens, two kinds of cornbread, just to decide which one I like the best, a chicken wing, and a big hunk of roast beef under that cornbread and chicken wing. That's just a sampling of what you'll find. Sunday buffet, all you can eat. Moby Dick Restaurant, Highway 27. I guess it's a little bit would be north of Colquitt on 27 by about
That's right.
what
That's right.
half a mile, something like that. But they're open during the week as well. You won't find better food seasoned the way we all grew up with. Nothing better in this country than the Moby Dick Restaurant in Colquitt, Georgia.
All right, guys, it's that time. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show trivia time. Sponsored by our good friends at Southern Hissy Fits on the square in Colquitt, Georgia, the southwestern corner of the square, 109 West College Street to be exact. You can call them at 229-726-4825, 229-726-4825. All your embroidery, your t-shirts, your tumblers, gifts. They've got their own custom line of candles now. Go in and see them. They'll wrap your gift. They will take a t-shirt in there, you take a jacket, take whatever you need embroidered, they will do it. They do car tags, and they're also home of the official licensed Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show memorabilia, and we'll be giving away an enamel campfire mug tonight. We're going to do this a little bit differently than we have done it in the past. I know y'all, that kind of shocks you, but we've never done this. We're really not going to do a trivia question tonight, but we're going to give a cup away, and you got to be watching live. You got to be watching live. We're going to give a cup away to the person tonight that is watching us live, not rerun it. Rerun. If you watch the rerun, you can't win it. Live, the farthest distance from Colquitt, Georgia tonight. You're watching live from the farthest distance from Colquitt, Georgia. I want you to either put it in the comments or text to 229-254-5060. We will culminate these. And figure out who is the farthest away. But you got to be watching now. Right now, under the sound of my voice, you got to be watching and either text me or put it on the comments. And we're going to give it away to the person that is the farthest from Colquitt, Georgia, watching us live tonight. So if you think you might be the person that's winning that, if you're in Boykin, Georgia, do not put that on here.
So Floyd, I got a question for you. Marvin couldn't think of a trivia question for tonight.
I don't know. That's Marvin's department.
Yeah, it sounded like he couldn't think of one tonight.
All he had to do was just throw a line out and.
Well, but I wanted to do something different.
He's fine. That's fine. Oh, let me ask you this question. Marvin, how long are we gonna stay here? Do we have a map with a thumbtack with a string tied to it?
No,
Huh?
I'm going to
And,
come
well,
back on.
you never have pulled Coca-Cola bottles in, have you, Marvin? You never pulled Coca-Cola bottles, have you?
No, he
Huh?
hadn't.
Uh,
No, no.
he has no idea what I'm talking about, do
I,
he,
No,
I
he
have,
ain't.
I have no idea what
I've
you
seen some of the
about.
worst arguments that they ever been on the square over Coca-Cola bottles.
Coca-Cola
You're
bottles.
exactly
If you
right.
didn't have
That's
your
right.
string, if you didn't have your thumbtack in Colquitt, Georgia, and have your string,
Yep.
you was in trouble,
I
buddy.
got I got I got Ed Watley, Montgomery, Alabama. I got Don Clements here in Dothan, which is about, whatever mileage is to Colquitt. You said to Colquitt. I've got Ray Barrickman up in Kentucky
Okay.
watching.
All right. Well, as of right now, Ray Berryman is the farthest away that we've got right now.
I'm
Because
impressed, Marvin. You know that.
I've had Abbeville and I've had anyway. Guys,
Anyway,
go ahead. What were you gonna say?
where is anyway? Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. I lost my man on the phone here. I don't know what happened to
Well,
him.
you got a lot going on, Marvin. You got a lot. You got a lot of balls up in the air, if you will,
Yeah.
juggling.
Well,
There's just so many balls you can
that,
handle at one
that's
time, Marvin.
exactly. That's why.
About two is all I'd say that you.
That's why I joined. That's why I was part of the circus, Floyd. I was part of the circus.
Two ball
Yeah,
Marvin. That's
I
it.
probably got another reason or two you were part of the circus. If I go to tell them, you'll go to a commercial, so I ain't
What
gonna tell
about
them.
that? Okay, now we go. Yeah, go ahead on.
Oh, guys, we joined on the phone tonight. We got none other than Mr. Wayne Garney, KWG Plumbing, the fisherman extraordinaire. Wayne, tell us about the fishing this week, brother.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, last week we talked about brim and catfish. This week we got saltwater fish. Thursday night we went down to Panama City Beach for a family weekend getaway and took some time out Friday on the beach with the family. Saturday we took a 6-hour Captain Anderson fishing trip inshore. Didn't go offshore. I thought I was going to go offshore, but we stayed inshore. We showed up at the boat dock, got to sleep in, so we didn't have to show up till about 9 o'clock Florida time. And we went out and got back at 3 o'clock Florida time. So that was a pretty good little fishing trip. Ended up catching some lady fish and grunt fish and beeliners and this and that and other.
What is that Audrey's got stuck to her arm? I know they ride on like dolphins and sharks. What are those called?
That's a remora.
Aura, I got you.
A remora. We had to release that thing back to the ocean, to the Gulf. We wanted to keep it for keepsake, but deckhands wouldn't let us keep it. They said that thing had to go back. So we sent it back. It was a good time. We were out there as a family. Hannah, she stayed back where the air conditioner was out there on that boat.
I'm with her.
I want to give a big to the world famous Captain Max Anderson. He's the guy that started everything back in his family. The Anderson family started everything in Panama City. Also, them boys back there at home base cleaning the fish, man, they clean them fish like they going out of style right there at the boat ramp. There's fish coming in left and right. They cleaning them. And of course, they work for an hourly rate and tips. And the faster they clean them, the more tips they get. So they on roll right there.
Sounds like y'all had a good time on the Gulf. You planning on going on freshwater this week?
Yes, sir. We plan on going up to Baker County this week, fishing on the Flint River up there in Baker County. Going to try to catch some fish up there. We just bounce around, but a couple more things. Marvin, got to learn a little history this week while I was in Baker County. If you got time for, I can share it.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Captain Anderson Fishing Company since 1855. So They've been around a while. They're one of the largest private fishing companies in the world, in the top 5 biggest. So that, I mean, they just right here at our back door down there at Panama City. And also, they're famous for feeding the Confederacy during the war between the states. They provided the Confederacy soldiers with their salt fish.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that's something I've been going down there my whole life, and I just got to learn that
Man, that
this
is
weekend.
Captain
So,
Anderson's. Wow. What a history right there. Man.
Yeah, Captain Anderson feeding the Confederacy.
Wow.
So,
Well, brother, we
and
appreciate
also
you. Appreciate you joining us and look forward to getting that freshwater report from you next week. Happy fishing to you.
Yes, sir. Be some catfish and brim next week. Over and out.
Good deal. Guys, I got a picture right here. It was sent in by our viewer, Mr. Ricky Bracewell. The bucket on the left, I believe, was caught this morning. The bucket on the right was caught after lunch today. Both bucketfuls of these fish were caught today on Acox Creek in Miller County, Georgia. Both bucketfuls, slam full, caught on Acox Creek. One before lunch and one right after lunch. Mr. Ricky Bracewell. Floyd, tell him about Ziggy B's. That's his daughter, Ziggy B.
Yes, sir. That's Ricky Bracewell's daughter runs that place. Hey, they closed this week. They're going off on it, taking a little time off. Kind of refocusing on everything. Kind of taking a few days off. They close this week. They'll be back in business next Thursday with some of the freshest seafood that you'll buy anywhere in Southwest Georgia, North Florida, South Alabama. Go see them at Ziggy B's Seafood Market. Right here in Colquitt, Georgia, right out there on Main Street, West Main Street, going out of Colquitt, Georgia, right by that great big old Ford dealership. Y'all go see them at Ziggy B's. Get your fresh. Just go ahead and get your mind on what you want to eat next week. Next weekend, what y'all want to have? You want to have shrimp, you want to have catfish, you want to have scallops, you want to have oyster, you want to have lobster tail, you want to have steak, you want to have crawfish, whatever you want. Make your mind up, get your list, go in there and see Miss Ansley. Go in there and tell her what you want. She'll have it fixed up for you, put it on some ice for you. Be fresh. You go out the door, you go home, cook it. It'll be worth eating. Me and Nadine had us some shrimp tonight. We had us some little fried shrimp, had us some cheese grits, made us some cheese grits to go with them. Got the shrimp over at Ziggy B's, had them in the freezer, had them frozen. They were just as good as they was the day we bought them. Y'all go check them out.
All right, Charlie, your man from Kentucky is the winner. So if you will text him and get his address, he will
I
have
will do that.
a logoed mug on the way to him in the good old state of Kentucky. Good old state of Kentucky.
Ray Barrickman, left-handed guitar player, his own self.
I see it. Guys, don't forget our buddy Outlaw's Bussin' Barbecue. Outlaw, he is the food truck traveling king doing barbecue ribs, barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, potato salad, all the trimmings. And he's opening a place at the old Kmart Shopping Center in Bainbridge, Georgia, and also one in Troy, Alabama, right there on 231 and 3 Notch Road, right there in Troy, Alabama. It'll actually be opening first. I think he's very close to getting it open. I talked to him last week, and he said he was getting real close, but he still got his food truck, and he's traveling. Go to his Facebook page, Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue, and see where they're going to be. Friend him on there, and you'll be able to keep up with where he's going to be. You can go get you a rack of ribs, get you some pulled pork. I promise you will not be disappointed. That's our good friend Outlaws Bustin' Barbecue all over Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. So, I had one question that I needed to ask y'all before we got to the short list. I could not hold off on this, so I need to find it here. Y'all give me just a moment.
Well, I was going to tell you, I saw a headline in the news, and this is going to shock y'all. This is going to shock y'all. The Democrats, here's what they have said. They have drawn their line in the sand, and they have said that it's going to take a lot more than eyewitness testimony, bank records, audio, video, and complete confessions for them to believe that Joe Biden has done anything wrong. That ain't enough yet to convince them. Even though they have heard it, it's going to take more. He was talking about the weather.
That's right.
And they only
That is convincing to me.
Yeah, they only ask him lousy questions.
Yeah, he don't get the right kind of question.
Oh
That's
no.
what the problem is. He don't get it right. He don't get it right. He don't get no. He don't need to get no gratitude for nothing.
Yeah,
All right, I'm Queasel. I'm fixing to blow your mind with my question for the week,
that
and
ain't hard to do.
I'm gonna throw it out here, and y'all can answer it however you want to answer it, and then we're gonna go to the next segment on our show. You can Google it. You don't have to believe me. I promise you. Here on the Charlie Platt and Dirt Road Sports Show, you're gonna hear nothing but the truth. A trans woman. You with me?
Uh,
You follow what I'm saying here, Queasel, Floyd,
I'm
Charlie?
listening.
A trans woman. That's really a man, but it's a pretend to be woman
Mm-hmm.
who was married to a man, but when it became a woman, she gave up her testicles and they're in a jar in the refrigerator, and her ex husband's got them and she wants them back and has sued in court to retrieve her testicles from a mason jar. Mic drop.
I,
My opinion on it. I think what the ex husband's gonna probably say is probably gonna say is, wait a minute, we had a Christmas party and I did you some Swedish meatball. You won't never see this. You won't never see them nads again.
Hey, hey, Floyd, that's one of them with the bull woman.
Well, the bull, what I was gonna say, the bull. Yeah, yeah.
We were
Well,
running low on hors d'oeuvres. It was some
mm,
Swedish. It was Swedish meatball. It's gone, baby.
woo,
Listen to me, guys. I mean, I know this is funny. This is no joke. It happened in. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you the state it happened in. Michigan, small claims court,
well, okay.
and is asking
I
for
buy that.
$6,500 in damages and demands the return of her human remains.
what's she gonna do with them?
I don't know.
You know, she might. You know, you can take them and put them in some green dye and paint a little red dot on them and make an olive out of them or something. I reckon.
Here's the
I don't
article
know
right
what.
here. I thought I was joking on that. Defendant retains possession of my surgically extracted testicles reserved in a mason jar kept in the refrigerator next to the eggs.
Well, so where was the refrigerator?
Her ex-husband's house.
But I mean, with the refrigerator next to the wall, because I've always heard balls to the walls. You reckon that's what that means when it's right there? I mean, I
Oh
don't know.
man, you
I'm
can't
just
make this
asking.
stuff up. You
No,
get a lunatic. You get there's no logic in a
This
lunatic.
you
is
can't fix stupid. You can't fix it. You
this was
can't fix it.
published. This article was published on August the 5th at 6:45 p.m. You can fact check me. It's there. It is a real small claims court case.
So,
The state of
Marvin, I mean, if is she gonna get them sold back on?
no, because
Whoa.
You ain't gonna get them
They,
sold back. They're gone, baby. Them Swedish meatballs, man. Hors d'oeuvres, they gone.
Yeah, but oh,
but hey,
that's.
she
I
won't.
mean, why does she want them back if she ain't gonna? I mean, I thought she might be going, so get them sold back on.
She wants the
Hey,
make.
I know what she's gonna do with them. You seen them things hanging off the off the trailer hitch of some of these fellas' trucks? That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
With
that's
them.
what she. But here's
oh,
the thing. She wants her mason jar with them in it and $6,500 in damages, punitive
I,
damages for duress.
Mhm.
Oh,
No, they
y'all!
just need to.
man,
It is now time for our segment, now called Floyd's List of Impossibilities, brought
yes.
in exclusivity and perpetuity by Berry Hill Auctioneers, Mr. T.C. Berry Hill, fine, outstanding gentleman that is on Berry Hill Auctioneers all over the country. Auctions, auctions, auctions. Good man, Berry Hill Auctioneers, great friend of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show from the inception of our show. He has been with us, and we appreciate him and his sponsorship of Floyd's Lists of Impossibilities.
If I may, if I may
Oh boy.
begin, let's tell you what, we have a lot of people that follow our Reverend that we love so much, Reverend Johnson, Reverend Pencil Johnson, the big rotund Reverend with the roachback hair and the false teeth, and just a great guy, just a wonderful. And we have people asking me all the time, "What about Reverend Johnson?" What do you? Well, I was at a church a couple of weeks ago, and Reverend Johnson was going to be the designated speaker. He was evangelizing, if you will, at the church. They had put it in the programs, and the people was there to hear Reverend Johnson evangelize. So anyway, Reverend Johnson was kind of running late getting to the church, jumped in his Cadillac coming on to the church, and he realized that he had left his false teeth at the house. So Reverend Johnson got thinking, what I'm going to do? I got my teeth gone. I got to go to the church where I'm running behind. Lord, have mercy on me. So he goes flying to the church, and the Cadillac slides up in there with a dust bowling up everywhere. So he goes walking in the church. He comes, like the church do, the preachers, all the guest preachers, they sit on the front bench there, Marvin, so you can introduce them. They can make that way up to the altar, by not just get out of a chair and walk, or they can walk from the congregation up to the pulpit. So Reverend Johnson, he knows what to do, so he comes in there and sits down there. He sits down, and he next to this little old guy there. So sits down there, and he look here. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. False teeth. They already preaching about teeth and glory. Got more gums rolling around. I can't treat without my false teeth. The fella reached in his pocket. He said, "Here," I said, "Try these." I got here. Try these false teeth here. So remember, I got it before he put them in. These things are a little bit too tight. I can't. So I said, "Well, let me see him." He got pop him out of mouth. He reached in his other pocket, could pull out another set of false teeth. Reverend John. These teeth too big. I can't keep all hemmed up. They just moving all around in my mouth, dislocating on my gums. I can't. Man said, "Well, let me see him." He get him back, reach up in his coat pocket and best up, pull, sit out. There was y'all probably in his mouth. Oh, glory, brother. Ooh, these fish just right. They so smooth. Oh my God, feels so good. Said, I sure would like to get a hold of you. Said, you fix me a set of false teeth, you being a dentist and all. God said, looked at it, said, no, sir. Said, Reverend Johnson said, I'm not a dentist. He ain't a dentist. What in the world do you do for a living then? Fella said, well, actually, I'm an undertaker. Oh, Lord have mercy. Amen. Floyd's list of impossibilities. The list is endless, but I'm just going to touch on a few tonight. I'm just going to feed y'all a few that I figure you can handle for the night. Floyd's list of impossibilities. First impossibility is that Al Gore and John Kerry will stop traveling by private jet and take the bus.
Yeah.
That anyone, it's an impossibility that anyone in America has more birth certificates and social security numbers than Barry Barack Soroto Hussein Obama. Impossibility. Impossible that Nancy Pelosi will have a fundraiser at a homeless camp in San Francisco.
I see it.
You know, impossibility that Pentecostal preachers will use scripture for their sermons from the Living Bible. Impossibility that Mitch McConnell will run in the next Boston Marathon. Impossibility that a plaque will be placed in the Biden White House that says Hunter's cocaine found here in 2023. This is not the last one, but it's a good one. This is a total impossibility. That Kid Rock will ever MC a transvestite beauty contest.
That ain't gonna happen.
Here's the next to last. That won't happen. That's the impossibility. Here's the next to last. That Joe Scarborough will ever be anything other than a loud-mouth eunuch. Maybe that was Joe that was looking for his testicles in the jar.
You think Miska's got me?
Yeah, he ain't got none. He has zero. Here's the last one that Joe Biden can go 8 hours without having a bowel evacuation in his kids' diapers.
Woo!
Hey, going back to that about the jar, Matt Bracewell posted. I know we can't see him tonight. He posted, any man that has been married for a great length of time has had his testicles put into a jar the size of his wife's choosing.
That's a pretty true statement right there now.
Speaking of Dr. Matt Bracewell, y'all be sure to go and like his page, Creation and Compost. He has a podcast, Creation and Compost. You can find him on Facebook. He has a podcast each week. He talks about creation and about living, homesteading, and all of that, and teaching the natural way, but also teaching creationism. He's a good man of God. I promise you won't be disappointed. Go check him out. Creation and Compost. Charlie, we have had some hot weather, and we got some more hot weather coming.
I don't like that Sunday for. I really like Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. I don't like any of the temperatures you're showing out there, but that's the cold hard facts, as they say. About a 45 to 60% chance of rain tomorrow, depending on where you are, and hopefully that will take place. Another 20 something percent on Saturday, back up, good chances on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we can only hope and pray that it comes before the temperature reaches that 99 or 98 degrees, and we'll have a little bit of relief. Boy, those are some good ones, Floyd.
Thank you,
One thing, have I got a minute here?
Yeah, a minute.
Okay. This is what we'll say is the elephant in the room, the big FAP they had up there on the dock in Montgomery, Alabama last weekend. It's made its way and is viral all over the country. It goes to show that humans, regardless of who they are, if you mix heat, water, a good dose of alcohol in there with it, you come up with stupidity, and that's all there was to it. Basic stupidity. And it's a bad thing that happened anywhere, especially in the South, but it happened in Montgomery. And I think the officials up there have handled it very well. And hopefully it'll go away. And maybe these folks won't get on the water drinking so much cold beer and stuff like that. We appreciate y'all watching. This is just a little get together we do every Thursday night. It's our way of kind of communicating with one another, and we're glad you're a part of it. Just like we're glad we have the friendship between the four of us. But we thank y'all for watching. Pray for this country. Never, ever in the history of this country has there been more need for prayer and revival. Let me say that revival. And pray for the nation. Pray for our leaders. Yeah, we might poke a little fun here and there, but according to what the Bible says, we're supposed to pray for our leaders, no matter who they are. Queasel?
Thank you, Charlie. Hey, man, that's true words right there, even though we don't want to hear it. You know, sometimes the Bible tells us to do stuff that we don't really want to do. That's why a lot of people have a hard time doing what the Bible says. But listen, uh, this whole nation, this whole world, we got one chance, and that chance is Jesus. I'm telling you, he's the only thing that can bring peace to a broken world. He's the only thing that can bring us back where we need to be. So I challenge you, find a way to spend some time with him. Uh, I urge you, I challenge you again, find a way to listen to Billy Graham preach his old sermons.
Yep.
Find a way to do it. That there's all kind of ways to do it. There's radio stations out there that's free that you can put on your phone. I can't think of the name of them, but they showed them to me. It's got the Billy Graham uh, sermons on there. You can go to YouTube. You can get them on the internet. You can find them. Listen to what he's saying in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, and you tell me if that ain't where we are today. And here's what he says. It's never what Billy says. He never says, I say this. He always says, the Bible says this. I challenge you to find a way to listen to Billy Graham. It'll change your outlook. It'll change the way you see things. It has for me. Last two months or so, I have listened to Billy Graham just about every single day, every time I get an opportunity, and it's really, really been worth the effort. Listen to what this great man. I have no problem saying that other than the preachers in the biblical days, he's probably the greatest preacher that ever walked
Amen.
this earth, greatest evangelist. Listen to what this man says. We love y'all. Uh, we're gonna tell you the way we see it, and the way we see it is everything we tell you is the truth. Uh, and anybody that would like to argue that point, we welcome them to come on and let's hear your side. And we would love to do that. We uh, we love y'all. We love this nation. We're proud to be Americans. We're proud to be Christians. The things that matter, we are. If you don't feel that way, then we don't see eye to eye. And I would love to get an opportunity to talk to you about how I feel. Uh, y'all been mighty good to us over the years. You've stuck with us, and we don't take that lightly. We really appreciate it. Your trust, and it's just an honor for us to get to spend a little bit of time with y'all. Like Charlie said, were we on the show or if we sitting around the table or sitting in the backyard, this is us. This is what we do. No crowd needed. And thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all again next week. Floyd?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Queasel. Y'all know what I'm gonna tell you. Please listen to me. Exercise your Second Amendment rights while you still can. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Be ready for any kind of situation that approaches you or your family. Be ready to protect yourself. Surround yourself. This is one of the most important ones of all. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Know who you are around. Be vigilant in your surroundings. Know who's around you. Kind of figure out what they up to. Be vigilant. Watch what you're doing when you walk to your car. Put your phone in your pocketbook. Put your phone in your pocket. Got plenty of time to catch up on all your texting, all of your messaging, all of that, your Facebook. You got plenty of time to do all that. Put that phone down. Put it in your pocketbook. Drive home, and then get your phone out and get on it if you want to. Go to sleep tonight, get in that bed tonight, that good, comfortable bed. Everybody's listening tonight's got an air conditioner in the house. They're gonna have a cool room to sleep in. Get in that
Mm-hmm.
cool room, and first thing you need to do is thank God that you got a good bed that you can sleep in, and that you got a roof over your head, and that you got a
Mm-hmm.
cool room that you can sleep in, that you've had something to eat. Just think about the things that God has given you today and give him thanks for that. And you'll go to sleep and you'll still be thanking him. And the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, you thank God for a good night's sleep. And you said, God, I appreciate it. I thank you. You've given me another day. I'm going to do the best I can do with it. That's it. Good night, y'all. Enjoy it. We love y'all. See you next week.
Guys, we appreciate you joining us tonight. It's been a thrill to spend our Thursday evening with you, and I hope you can say the same thing. You know what I'm going to tell you? Sunday's coming. Give the Lord his due. Go to a church of your choice. Go to a Bible believing, Bible teaching church that teaches the pure word of God and get into the word of God. Our scripture this week is from the book of Isaiah. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. The Lord loves you, and so do we. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We're going to be right back here next week at the same place, same time for more Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. But until we meet again, no matter what you do in life, always find yourself being particular.
Particular.
Good night, y'all.